Happy Sunday, guys. What's up? Welcome into a very fun episode of the Daily Juice podcast. It is Game 7 Central on a Sunday. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. This podcast being brought to you by BetMGM and the $1,000 offer. First bet offer for new users with the promo code JUICE when you set up for a new account at BetMGM.com. All right, so it's been a good week. We're up about 3 units for the week. 4-2 yesterday, but because of that late goal with the Rangers in the first period, it's actually, I got to do the math. I think we lost like 0.2 units. Like we're down slightly because both player props hit easily. The over, all of a sudden I'm 17-10 in the NBA. So that's not bad. It's not a bad start to the playoffs for me. I hadn't bet much in the NBA, but we're now 17-10 for the NBA. I'm 14-13 for NBA player props. So it's been okay. Let's see if we keep that going here today with 2 bets in the NBA. I got 2 bets in the NHL as well, but you should understand some philosophies that I've got going into these games. I'm going to explain what's happening. I've got future wagers that are impacting these Game 7. So this is why I like taking positions ahead of time. Not all of them are official. Actually, I think neither one are official, but I'll tell you what I've got, so why I'm betting what I'm betting, which is what the purpose of this podcast is. So you can do what you want with that information. I'll give it to you here in just 1 second, but 4-2, hockey goes 0-2, which is really annoying. So 3-0 on 3-0 in the NBA, 1-0 in Major League Baseball. Got the Pirates right. The Pirates, you can bet the Pirates again today if you want against the Nationals. Sunday baseball is just, I tend not to bet it. I don't like it. There's a game in Mexico City, by the way, with a total of 21.5. Right, 21.5 for the Padres and the Giants. They scored 27 yesterday, I think. Pop flies or home runs, they're at, they're a mile and a half up. Major League Baseball is never putting a team in Mexico City. Pitchers would revolt for ever having to pitch in that environment. But you can bet the over if you want. I don't hate it. It's juiced to the under, but I don't know, like just for a principal play, just bet under 21.5 and be like, give me a break. It's 21 runs, but you might hate it after like the third inning when they've scored 15 runs. I don't know. So 2 bets in hockey, 2 bets in the NBA. We've got 2 Game 7s. We've got 1 Game 1 and 1 Game 7 in the NBA here on a Sunday. But before we talk about the picks for today, and let's close the week out strong, let's talk about the 1-year upgrade to BettingPros Premium, which is available right now to you guys. If you do 3 things: like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel for Betting Pros, and leave a comment underneath this video on YouTube. And when you do, you'll be entered into the giveaway, which could give you access to Betting Pros Premium, which is a suite of tools, premium tools and services to help you win more bets. You get to view top-rated bets, including 1 to 5-star picks for spread, totals, prop bets. You get bet signals. You get custom app alerts to instantly notify you of live movement, when you target certain numbers. This is a free application, though. iOS and Android in the app stores right now. This allows you to sync up your sportsbook accounts to track your bets across all major sports books in one spot. You can filter and track your bet performances by sport, game picks, props, parlays, and more. Get personalized bet recommendations tailored to your interests. And you guys can get this simply by doing what I just said. Subscribe to this podcast or this YouTube channel. Like this video and give me a comment underneath, because when you do, you will be entered into the contest. We have 1 day left today. A name gets drawn today to win the 1-year upgrade to Betting Pros Premium. We'll start the next contest coming up in the month of June. Okay, so let's start with hockey for a second. Okay, so the Boston Bruins are inexplicably in a Game 7 today against the Florida Panthers. I have a pretty good bet on the Golden Knights and parlayed with the Bruins to both win their series at plus 107. Okay, so because I've made that bet, I am going to bet the Panthers today. Okay, that's a personal bet for me, but I'm going to bet them twice. I'm betting them once pregame, which is at plus 200. I'm taking that bet once. And then if the Bruins score first, I'll bet them again. I'm not coming in heavy. This is a pretty good size bet for me to come in and cash it. So I want to definitely hedge off of it if I can. Don't want to totally hedge off of it, but I don't have to bet a ton to cover most of the wager. And could probably get become profitable if the Bruins score first and they blow it. I'll probably become profitable if the Bruins do blow a game 7 at home and the Panthers win the game. So that's how I'm approaching this game from a side perspective. From a total perspective, I'm betting over 6 goals. Okay, it's 1.2 units. It's minus 120. Most books have this at 6 or 5.5. Some books have, well, one book is at 6.5 here in Vegas, but most books are at 6. What you're going to see is open nets, okay? Florida will pull their goalie early. They're big dogs. If the Bruins are up 4-1, 3-1, easily could get 2 goals, 2 open net goals for the Bruins. Easy, okay? If the Bruins are down, they're going to pull their goalie big time as well, and Florida could get 2 goals easily, okay? Who wins? I really don't know, to be honest. The Bruins have played so well at home this year. The Bruins have played so well all year. But Florida has caused them to turn the puck over so many times, and I don't know who's in net. If it's Ullmark, I love this over, okay? If it's Ullmark against Bobrovsky, this game is going over 6. And it might be Ullmark. It should be Swayman, okay? If I'm Jim Montgomery, I'm playing Swayman. But to play Ullmark for 6 games, not pull him in game 6, I don't know how he may feel like I've got to play the guy that got me here, and if I go down, I go down. I don't know. I would play Swayman. He seems to be the healthier of the 2 guys. I think the hip injury is significant for Ullmark. I wouldn't play around with it. I would play Swayman, but that's just me. If it's Ullmark, over 6, even with Swayman in net, I still like the over 6. Over 6, minus 120, 1.2 units down. Bruins, Panthers, over official. Like I mentioned, I do have the personal play on the Panthers to win this game because I've got the Bruins on the other side. They win, I cash a good ticket. So I don't want to give back everything, but the Bruins score first. I'll sprinkle in again. I'll double down, but the Bruins score first. They need to score first to win the game, okay? When the Bruins score first, they generally win. They don't score first, big time problems, and the Bruins may blow a 3-1 lead, and the President's Cup trophy becomes a reality again for another team in the NHL. So it's been about, 10 years since a team with the President's Cup has actually won the Stanley Cup. So Bruins trying to avoid some embarrassment here tonight to take on Toronto Maple Leafs in the second round. Now, the other game 7, Colorado and the Kraken. I'm actually shocked this is 5.5 at a lot of these books. Now, it's used to the over at minus 125. But, given the way that the series has gone, given the way that the Kraken play on the road, they play wide open on the road. They have absolutely... they're playing with house money. This is a second-year franchise, much like the Golden Knights did on their run. I think Seattle can win this game. I think they're absolutely live to win this game here. And if you look at the way the games have been played, okay, I know you might go, well, Matt, these games have kind of slowed down. Only 1 game has gone over. Well, I think the open net is a real possibility here again, okay? 5.5, minus 125, 5 goals, 5 goals, 5 goals. Last 3 games. Okay, so 5.5 has been a pretty good number, but that's where the open net comes in. Okay, if it's 3-2, open net, pull it early, bang. Okay, we could get the open net goal. If it's 4-1, open net even earlier, open net goal, bam, we get that. Okay, I'm betting over 5.5. I lean towards Seattle to win this game. If you want to take a flyer, the Avalanche are heavy favorites here. The Kraken were 26-11-4 on the road this year. Unbelievable road warriors. Colorado 22-13-6, but you want to take a flyer bet? Look, the Kraken live, I think the Kraken during the game, an in-game wager on Seattle, may be a very good bet. I like the Kraken, though. I think they have a chance. Colorado's going to have to get, look, Tampa just going out. I think Colorado could go out today as well. So very possible. Over 5.5 at minus 125, 1.25 units down on that, all right? Bruins over 6, minus 120. Colorado over 5.5, 1.25 units down on that. Hockey's been kind of iffy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little concerned about the hockey bets. I don't love them, but I made them because I think they're good bets. But I'm been a little bit cold all of a sudden betting on hockey, which is kind of a bummer. 2 games in the NBA. All right, let's start with Game 1 in New York, Miami, and the New York Knicks. So Randall's ankle injury definitely is something to pay attention to, okay? He is doubtful to play in this game. These 2 teams played to the under in both games in New York this year in the regular season. I just have a hard time saying, let's bet the over in a game one in New York where there's no Randall, and we know what Tom Thibodeau is going to want to do. He's going to double team Jimmy Butler and take the ball out of Jimmy Butler's hands, okay? I mean, Tibbs knows Butler, obviously. So I really wonder how this game doesn't go under. It's 207.5. It just, to me, I know the numbers. If you look at the New York Knicks this year for them on the road, them at home, they're pretty much flat from a total perspective. Like, there's not like any real massive trend to look at, but every game for the Knicks and the Cleveland Cavs went under. Every game for the for the Heat and the Bucks went over. So it's two contrasting, ships passing in the night, I guess, two going different directions from a total perspective. I lean towards the Knicks to win this game because I think the Garden's going to be insanity. So I want the Knicks. I want the Heat to win this game, but a part of me is like, man, I don't know. Hard to bet on Miami here in game one. Much like the Suns yesterday and what happened to the Suns in game one. I think the Suns come back and win game two, but Denver was on fire. Couldn't miss. Game flew over. We were good to go there. 24-19 at home to the over, the Knicks, but 28-28 and 1 against the Eastern Conference. They were 12-4 against their division to the over. Miami was 21-23 on the road. So they were a road team to the under, 23-21 to the under. But 8-2 for them over the last 10 games have gone over. 30-29 to the over against a Eastern Conference opponent. I just think New York, it's a 1 o'clock game, early start. I can see the Knicks taking the air out of the ball, stop Jimmy Butler, make somebody else beat them. Under 207.5, 1.1 units down. I'm going under New York and Miami. And then finally, game 7, Warriors-Kings. I have a plus 350 bet with 1 unit riding on the Warriors to win the West. All right. So I'm going to hedge off that. And I'm going to hedge a unit back off this and try to either wind up being flat off this bet or just give a unit back if the Warriors win. I'm still live with 2.5 units in play for the Warriors to win the Western Conference. So as we know, point spreads don't matter. It's basically a pick game. Okay, it's 1.5 now. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Sacramento Kings. The Warriors win, my future ticket's live. The Kings win, I cover it, and I'm good. All right, so I'm hedging off of this. I know it's not the best way. You might be like, Matt, this doesn't help me. I don't have that same bet. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm playing, the only bet I'm making. I can see the under coming in this game, but I don't know how I bet the under in this game. I think I lean to the under, but 229.5 for these two teams scares the holy heck out of me. I don't know. I could easily see this game be up and down, track meet type. The Warriors, though, were 13-31 this season to the over on the road, 31-13 to the under on the road. But the last game for them on the road was they won by 7. Didn't look like a typical. Actually, sorry, that was their ATS record. They're 30-13-1 to the over on the road. Golden State, that's a better number. Sacramento 27-16-1 to the over at home. You want me to bet under? Last game went under by 19 points, but the last game in Sacramento went over by 5.5 points. I don't know. I can't do it. I can't touch the total in this game. I just don't know how it's going to go. Kings minus 1.5 for 1.1 units. All right. So those are the 4 plays officially. I'm not going to do NBA player props today, even though we went 2-0 yesterday. We're not going to bet any Major League Baseball today. It's a Sunday. We'll bet that coming back on Monday. We'll start having bigger cards for Major League Baseball. But Bruins over 6, Colorado over 5.5, under 207.5, the Knicks and the Heat. And it's Kings minus 1.5 up against the Warriors here on a Sunday. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it is the Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by BetMGM.